Hi, good afternoon and welcome to the Forex Expo Dubai. I'm happy to be here hosting a vodcast today with our Managing Director of Rostro's Futures and Options Group, Mr. Saul Knapp.
Hello.
How are you today, Saul?
I'm all good. This is getting very busy here now. So, it's been a good expo so far.
100% well. As many of our viewers probably don't know, we're actually going for the Guinness World Record of attendees on the expo this week. They're expecting over 25,000 people over the next 2 days. So it's fantastic. Part of today's podcast is mainly going to be based around our futures and options and how this is impacting retail traders in the MENA region and how that differentiates us. So obviously for myself, I'm very engaged with the retail options. I appreciate all the help you and your team give us. Maybe you can go into some more details about why the GCC and MENA particularly and retail traders find the F&Os very attractive.
Yeah, see, I think it's a big push from a lot of the major exchanges at the moment to get a lot of retail volume back on exchange as opposed to with traditional CFD brokers. There's a lot of a push for assets such as gold, oil, all the precious metals that are very popular in the Middle East at the time anyway. You've got the big exchanges like the CME pushing for this a lot to get a lot of the volume back. And I think that when you're trading on the exchange as well, you're matched with an anonymous counterparty and normally via a regulated broker on a regulated exchange. So,
one of the things that as we've seen as feedback is they're liking the fact of not necessarily the dark pools as you trading the liquidity side, but it's anonymous trading. They don't ping traders. You're not getting market skewed against you. It's a very fair industry to be trading.
Yeah, they're sort of the clues in the name, direct market access, where you are going direct to the exchange via us, via a tier 1 clearing member. So every trade is matched anonymously at the exchange with another participant.
Okay. So one of the things we had a lot of feedback recently is obviously our onboarding, the way we deal with clients, a lot of our competition in the market. There's a lot stringent AML, there's only UK or US banking, 5 days, so it's not very flexing. That's something that I think goes without. In your opinion, where do you see F&O and why do you see it in the market as such an attractive feature, and especially with the partners we work in?
Yeah, especially because the way we're set up, Scope, Rostro, Scope Prime, we are multi-jurisdictional, so we have many onboarding centres, and the ease of onboarding futures and options via us is very similar to the CFD onboarding. Obviously, there's your standard due diligence checks, your AML checks, and we thoroughly check every client and individual, every business. But because we do offer such an array of different onboarding centres, it makes the journey much quicker, much simpler, and much easier.
100%. Something I mentioned just before with obviously our competition, let's say, and people that we're all competition really.
Yes.
But what we're seeing is a lot of anti-client. So how do you see ourselves and our positioning and why we're growing and clients are attracted to us? Because for me, it's not just the product. Anyone can do the product. Where do you see our USP sits in that narrative?
I think one of our biggest USPs, and that goes across our F&O side, our CFD side, our equity side, is the our dynamic nature where we can move and very quickly we can change things. We make it easier for the client. We take the client's problems and we sort of solve them ourselves. And I think our customer support and our B2B servicing, our retail servicing, there's always somebody there that knows exactly what the client needs. And I think our niche is our support. Our support is second to none.
I think so. And I think that retail side, whether it's the F&O, the cash equities we also offer, or the CFDs, it allows the client to diversify on their own. They don't have to go to multiple brokers, moving money from left, right. Something we've all discussed as an internal as being a one-stop shop. It's a one-stop solution. We have our crypto offering. But where do you see, let's say, F&O in the GCC? Where do you see that being the key markets at the moment, Edward?
I think it will fit in nicely with all of our other offerings. Like you said, our different verticals, crypto, CFDs, Forex, futures and options. I think having multiple systems that we can use and collating everything in one simple login for a client and one back office structure, I think that just makes the journey so seamless. You can choose today, trade equities. I can have a portfolio of stocks and shares. I can trade CFDs. I can do real futures and options to hedge against some of my CFD positions. I just think we bring everything together and solve a big problem for most clients.
Well, in essence, you can have one wallet, one account, and then transfer into multiples without having to do the bank buyer and the hassle with it. Something that we always have is what partners do we work with? So maybe you can take us a little bit more through that. Who are our key global and regional partners, and why do we have that close working relationship with?
We clear with two top tier prime brokers for F&O. I won't name them right now, but we're also trying to push a lot with the CME exchange. They've got a lot of decent products now where they're aimed at more retail traders. So we've got your micro products, micro oil, micro gold, your mini products, and they're closer to in size and in notional value as a small CFD. And also partnering with ISVs such as CQG, we use TT as well. CQG's been in the market for over 40 years, maybe 45 years now. They connect to 45 global exchanges. They have 3 or 4 different systems with spreaders, co-located servers. It's the top of the top.
I mean, I think this is the thing. It's not just the fact that the clients can trust us. They can trust the technology partner, the clearing partner, the exchange. So someone like CME, obviously, for someone like ourselves, being quite a large group, we've been in the market a long time, it's always a very good synergy to partner. Now, something that I hear constantly from clients, for example, is a lot of other people that are trading F&O it's quite technically difficult.
Yeah.
So as myself as a retailer, imagine I'm the client. Why would you say with these other brokers or the traditional market, the TradFi as we call them, why would you see these people as difficult in their customer support?
I think it's because a lot of the smaller brokers or different brokers have used this as a bolt-on service where they say you can also trade futures and options, but it's not part of their core business. As where for us, it's part of our core business, one of our bigger offerings. And, we have our own CQG infrastructure where it literally is click a drop-down box, allocate a system to a client, that's their system, and it's live straight away. As soon as your account's funded, we've given you the logins for your system, you're up and going.
And I also suppose from another side, a lot of these clients, they can trade with a UK or a US brokerage, but then you have as we said, the banking restrictions, some of the technology restrictions, which people think in the beginning, it's good to go with this regulator, which I agree with. You need regulated entities. But when you look at 4-day banking options, you're in a margin call. And I think from us, the way I see it and the feedback I get is a lot of us being the credit guarantor for the client allows them that more flexibility to get lower rates, allows them to be able to trade those extra exchanges without the additional cost. For our aspect, I would say these brokers are very much, also be TradFi, but, they have that traditional approach with the fees. How do we differentiate in the fees compared to our competition?
I mean, because we have got specific agreements with our brokers, our counterparties, we do a lot of volume. So we have many years of experience and many years of using the same brokers.
Don't give away how old we are, please.
No, I definitely won't do that. We can get rates that are unachievable for most other brokers because it is one of our core businesses. We get the preferential rates compared to most other brokers, so we can pass these on to our clients as well. And the only fee structure within Fusion Options is the front end system, your ISV that you use to trade, and then your commissions that you pay to trade. That's
again, we were talking about traditional markets. One of the big traditional markets we've had discussions about, and obviously introducing business, is the shipping community. So I have a background, that's where my base is. And where I see it as it's obviously lower margin requirements, creating more working capital, but also, as you said, it's the access to the differing markets. So maybe you can take us through why these traditional companies, as well as retailers, get the benefit of a one access point.
I mean, you've got a lot of clients, for argument's sake, as you mentioned, a shipping client. These guys might want to buy equities in shipping companies because, that's what they're involved in. They might want to hedge positions in shipping companies with futures. They can access all of this in one area from us. And we can offer, an array of products where we connect to the biggest exchanges, 45 exchanges we can connect to. The likes of ICE, we can do OTC brokerage on phone, on screen. We can hedge most products that people don't even know exist.
And I think one of the key things and that I'm very happy with is obviously our background team, not just your experience, but the business development guys I have as well. You've assembled a really good MENA team, not just for the language support, that experience from F&O to cash equities. Where do you think, other than knowing the market, where does that experience that we all have, where does that play a key part in servicing these clients?
I think you've hit the nail on the head, like for argument's sake with your team. They've got, most of your team members have got experience in every sort of asset class or just one. And, between them all, we've covered everything. And then with yourself, me, we can offer support in any of these products, cross-functional, and it also means cross-selling to our clients. So a client may come on board to trade gold CFDs, and then he gets talking to you or myself, and we realised, oh, actually, this client wants to trade gas oil on off exchange, or gas oil OTC, and hedge some shipping freight. I think that's what it just establishes us, makes us stand out more from everybody else.
I would say the team. It's something I think we all discuss on a regular basis. It's the right people. It's not necessarily the right business. You have to have the right people, which will eventually bring the business. And I think that's one of the key kind of points. Obviously, like F&O is a huge part of us. We're seeing big equities growth, which we won't touch on too much. As I know, it's not your department, so it's like someone else. But where do you see this? And I said, the one-stop solution. Where do you see it in terms of us also branding the growth of the market? Do you see it as a benefit to clients that they can trust us more? Do you see it as maybe there are too many things for them to trade? Because that's a question I get. Maybe there's too much. Maybe there's too many woods for the trees, for example.
I think what will separate us from traditional CFD brokers, and there's many regulated brokers and trustworthy brokers, but for us, which we offer direct market access on equities, on futures and options as well. These products are regulated. They're only cleared by tier 1 brokers and on regulated exchanges. So for me, I think it's just the credibility you get from offering all these products in the right locations and the right places.
And I think the key is, and in my opinion, one of the things that reassures these clients when they talk to us, and it's an old saying, but they don't talk to the monkey, they talk to the organ grinders. And I think that's the key differential. You're talking to the players who are speaking with the LPs, who are creating the pricing, who are doing the tech. And when the clients speak to us, what they're asking for, we're telling them the honest point, and we deliver that. So that obviously creates that trust. One of the other things I would like to say is, why do you think us having our office here, with us taking the UAE licensing, where is that next step in trust, and where is that next step in our growth, let's say, MENA?
I think it takes away just the anonymous figure almost. Like you open an account with a broker, whether it be here with the UK or Cyprus, and if that broker's got a foothold there and they are present, you can meet somebody, you can go and speak to them face to face, you can go into the office. It almost feels like you have a personal support person there on the ground with you, and I think it gives us a much better image having people on the ground in all our entities.
I think so, and it's something I talk about, something you love to rib me on with all my traveling. But I agree in that. In the retail space, the F&O space, the institutional space, and everything they really do on the vertical.
Yes.
I think it's important that when we meet these partners, it's managing directors, CROs, CEOs, we're all here, we're showing our faces, we share our contact details, because that's the honesty. The industry needs to come out from the shadows and be in the light. In
100%. Yeah, I mean, you take us, for example, here. We have not just sales guys here, we have senior managers here, C-suite executives here, even our CEO was here today. We've got plenty of people here, higher up in the organisation who are willing to offer help, advice, and just be there to, genuinely chat to.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for the time today, Saul.
Thank you for having me.
It's fantastic to talk to you. And if anyone would like to find out more about F&O and how you can trade like you, please reach out to Mr. Saul Knapp, and he's available 24/7.
Indeed.